crowd has been into it all night long. A whole bunch of orange and maroon as Tennessee and A&M play game 1 of this Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. We will be on ABC tomorrow.
Is a healer and he's got this big like sniper rifle. He's got his big
Teams will come to the ballpark with a chance to win the 96 miles an hour. Easy as well. So last June, he was in the stands at Charles Schwab just to watch the College World Series, and he dreamt about someday being on the field. He actually went to a Tennessee game that day, and he sat next to Hunter Ensley's family. Said, I didn't know him. I didn't know who he was. And here we are after that June date, about 4 months later. Watch out. He was a teammate.
Yeah, Frank Anderson had a connection there with the junior college coach that had bore fruit in the past, and Frank just kind of took him at his word, like, hey, we got a guy here you need to take a look at.
This arm plays.
Yes.
Laviolette has seen a bunch of pitches in 3 plate appearances. On a 2-1, he will not chase. And that's the biggest concern with Phillips, right? His ability to control and command.
And it's for the most part, it's one pitch. I mean, he'll throw you a slider, but it's fastball heavy.
That one actually had a little bit of run to it. First inning when he came in, high leverage, everything had cut and it was getting off the bat. That one had 2-seam run away from Laviolette. He could figure out a way to do both of those intentionally. Run that 2-seamer at 97 away and then cut it at 97. Pretty good combo.
Power on power, 28 bombs off the bat of Laviolette, and this one is lifted to left field. Should be playable for Dreiling, and he's there, and that's a big first out after falling behind for Marcus Phillips. That guy gets healthy, obviously, over the year. Probably going to impact where he plays and what he does in the course of the summer, but 28 homers this year. There's a real chance for 30+ next year.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. And he has nothing to prove in summer ball. Obviously, I'm sure he would love to go be a part of the USA team, or Cape Cod, or wherever he plans on going to play. But he certainly doesn't need a lingering hamstring issue to trail him into the fall either.
Oh, hey, with Zeem, you can stream free local TV from all over the country. Zeem speaks for itself. It really doesn't need a celebrity spokesperson, but they promised me I could do this. Zeem. Always local, always free.
Switch to Chrome to protect yourself from malware, so you can surf without getting phished. Fast, safe, yours. There's no place like Chrome. Get Chrome for Windows.
Balls counting. And the 12th man does not deliver ball 4. 3 balls and a strike. Let's imagine all the years that these two programs have played baseball and what baseball means to these schools and these communities. This is a chance for the first ever championship by both. And that's why you had a migration from College Station and from Knoxville here, because to witness the first one, so important, and a story you will tell the rest of your life. 3-2, doesn't get the call, and he missed outside. Good at bat by Appel. Jackson has now reached all 3 of the 4 times he's been up. There you go, bud. What do we got in there? What do we got? Popcorn? Yeah, 1 piece at a time. I'm not sure I've ever seen anyone do that.
Patient.
No,
never mind.
There we go.
That's the appropriate way. Just slam.
Runner goes. They will throw from the knees, and Appel stolen another base. He's their best. He's got 16 on the season now.
And again, just right out of the gate, not even waiting around. You know, Phillips is thinking about throwing strike one, and he is not quick to the plate. And as soon as Appel got his chance, he took it.
Stamos, Causey, Cannell, Phillips. And Tony Vitello back out here in game one of this World Series. Looks like Andrew Banky is going to open that bullpen door and come marching in. Sixth inning, game one, Men's College World Series here in Omaha. All SEC, and so far all A&M as they lead by 5.
An alternative to pills, Voltaren is a clinically proven arthritis pain relief gel which penetrates deep to target the source of pain with non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medicine directly at the source. Voltaren, the joy of movement.
With so many choices on Booking.com, there are so many Tina Feys I could be. So I hired body doubles.
Mountain climbing Tina at a cabin.
Or tree climbing Tina at a beach resort.
Nice. Booking.com, yeah.
USAA? You were in the military?
No, my grandpa was. He passed membership to my mom, then me.
Huh.
Yeah, if your spouse, parent, or grandparent served, they could pass it to you.
I'll check it out.
USAA, for the military community and their families.
This is the mark of a fighter. A rich, full-flavored lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. A reward for those with a fighting spirit. You've earned this, so hold it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
Fun fact. The person with McDonald's is always the most popular kid in school. And if they save money with the app, they're also the smartest. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Meet Ron. Ron eats, sleeps, and breathes hoops. But oh, how he can nail a software solution. You need Ron. Ron needs a retirement plan. Work with Principal so we can help you with a plan that's right for him. Let our expertise round out yours.
Gavin Grahovac led off the game with a 2-strike homer. First man up. They scored 2 in the first. They have not looked back since. Prager gave him 4 innings, didn't walk anybody, struck out 6. They played at 5 in the third, and they have gotten to the bullpen of Tennessee. The flyover today was loud and impressive. In fact, we got a double dose because yesterday while we were walking out of the ballpark on practice day, it buzzed the tower. There were clouds up there, so all you heard were these huge noises and you couldn't see them. And then on their way back to the base, you could see them, and you're like, okay, I see, they're practicing. We like that practice. Here's Andrew Banky, 3-1, 308. And he will get the very difficult to get out Hayden Schott first pitch strike.
Banky's been very good against left-handers, just hitting 167 against him on the year.
Columbia staring out there at second base. Kid from Penn on the 1-1. That's at the top of the zone, 1-2. Two for 2. He reached on an error. He has scored 1. And Banky fooled him there. Shot front-footed it.
They got him all the way out in front of that slider right there. Shot didn't like the look of this one. Banky, another one of the reasons why this Tennessee pitching staff has been so good top to bottom. There is a lot of depth. And if there's a team that come back and fight through, if you got to use a bunch of guys today, Tennessee is definitely that team. Good job left on left right there to get Hayden Schott, who had 2 hits and had hit it hard all 3 times.
And now Burton. Huntington Beach, California kid with 2 outs. That didn't miss by much, but he's behind 1-0. And you keep an eye out there at Appel at second base. Took a pretty aggressive lead. Let me see if he can force a throw and maybe an error and pick up another run. '91 on the corner, down and away. And Burton, this is a slow roll to third. There may not be any play. Banky wisely eats it. And they will have first and third as Burton will reach on an infield single.
I thought it was smart to keep it in his pocket, KP.
Yep. If anything right there, I mean, maybe you fake the throw just to see if there's any chance that Appel comes too far off of third base and spin, but no reason to throw that ball to first.
Story of the game for A&M here into the 6th has been the 2-strike hitting and the freshman approach. Verhoevac with a homer. And Caden Sorrell, single and an RBI in the first, single and an RBI in the third. He is up again with 2 men on. And Sorrell smokes one to right. Chapman is there, and he is able to make the play. They will strand 2 again. Tennessee will take another chance to cut into this lead in the bottom of the 6th.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. And get access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world.
Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Now with Straight Talk, get iPhone 12 for a super great deal. All with real unlimited data. Super interested? Cool. Buy iPhone 12 with super fast 5G and a dual camera system. Then get real unlimited data on the Silver Unlimited plan for just $20 a month for a whole year. That's $300 in savings. Told you it was super great. Savings plus a new iPhone always makes sense. Less dollars, more sense. Now with Straight Talk.
When we say it'll be on time, they expect it to be on time.
Turn shipping to your advantage.
Keep those expectations with reliable ground shipping.
Thanks, Brandon.
With USPS Ground Advantage.
Baseball Village right there, the shadow of Charles Schwab. And earlier today, USA Baseball, how about it? We got our Golden Spikes Award finalists. Hagen Smith, high five, thank you very much. Charlie Condon, I'll take one too. Travis Bazzana, and the winner of the Golden Spikes Award right there. Charlie Condon, University of Georgia. Just an amazing story from when he started, and the teams, none of them really wanted him, and he goes to play at Georgia. He ended up leading Division I in homers this year. He only hit .433, and he's projected by Kylie McDaniel to be the #2 overall pick in this 2024 draft. Let's go positives and then some of the things he's got to improve on at the next level.
I will say the positives are that the bat to ball and the power are both world class. So you got a slugger that hits, which is always nice. And OPS was off the charts, drew a ton of walks. I wouldn't even call it a negative. I would just say the question mark is where does he settle in defensively? Because we've seen him at first, third, and then he's played all 3 outfield positions. So that will be interesting for me to see where he ends up playing defensively at the next level.
This is Dean Curley, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, you're speaking about defensively and where people play. Like, there's a chance Curley next year moves off short and maybe goes to third base. The ability and the versatility which Major League Baseball highlights with its players bouncing around, college baseball has been doing that forever.
I think Curley kind of profiles him. He's 6'3", 212 as a freshman. And it's one of the stronger arms you'll see. Kind of profiles maybe more as a third baseman. So it wouldn't surprise me if he does slide over there next year. But, man, what a season he's had. There are not a whole lot of freshmen starting in college baseball at the highest level of the sport. And
especially at shortstop in the SEC.
On this team, exactly.
To get that much offense out of him.
This ball sky high, shallow left field. Sorrell will come running in, and he will make the play. And there is one down here. Inky dinky doo, Pete Incaviglia in 85-48. There's your buddy Lance Berkman, who had 41. Condon got to 37. And he won the Golden Spikes Award.
I think Berkman drove in 126 that year.
It was well over 100. I know that.
It's not a bad year of college baseball. But I thought that there was a really good chance that Condon was going to get to 40 this year, and didn't quite make it, but a legendary season nonetheless.
For a guy that didn't play his freshman year.
Yeah, I think people probably who follow college baseball know Condon's story, but his story is incredible. As Grahovac moves into a shift now again with one out. So the left side is wide open for Dalton Bargo, the Omaha, Nebraska kid, and he swings and misses at the first one. Bargo bats for Reese Chapman, who's the right fielder. He used to come to games forever watching the teams come to Omaha, and now he gets a chance to wear the Vols uniform and play on this field. And you know what that's like, KP. Pretty cool.
It's really cool. Yeah, we've seen a lot of Omaha kids come through and play. And for Dalton Bargo from Omaha Westside High School, about a 15, 20-minute drive from here. Started the Vols opener here. He'll get the chance to come off the bench in the finals.
1-2. Stewart has been solid so far, and he throws him a fastball at 93 with an uptick in that velocity, and he continues to be very effective.
Well, that at bat against Bargo, so I threw. It was fastball, and now having a pretty good idea how to use that four-seamer at the top. When you see that barrel dip like it did earlier in the at bat for Bargo, that's where you want to go. You want to elevate the fastball, see if he'll swing underneath it, because that swing pad tells you he probably will.
2 runs on 8 hits for the vaunted Volunteer offense. Prager and Stewart. 2 down in the 6th for Stark. Couldn't get the barrel on that slider. He's behind 0-1. There is Prager. That incredible weapon Cortez in a 7-2 game. You leave him right on the bench, and likely in game 2 he will figure in a potentially huge way for A&M. Good pitch there on the inside corner. Fastballs and sliders and a steady diet of them. Right where he wanted it. Stark doesn't offer. I mean, how many times have we come to the finals of the World Series that over the course of the NCAA tournament, and certainly here, like, some guy has to emerge and be a stud, and maybe we're seeing that with Stewart.
It is kind of crazy, though, how quickly their trust factor went through the roof. And some of it is, I mean, with Shineo down, I mean, there's going to have to be somebody else. But they are not afraid to put this kid in big spots. And that hasn't necessarily been the way all year.
Really good take. Good pitch from Stewart. No offer from Stark.
And these Tennessee hitters continue to be all over the slider. It's obvious they know the report, and Stewart's made most of his work with the fastball. I'd expect to see one here.
Look where Stark is on that plate with his back foot. He is on the white line. And he'll move that left foot in on a 2-2. Full count. Christian Moore on deck. Will he get a chance to hit here in the 6th? Kept him in check tonight. He is 0 for 3. Back foot right on that corner. Ball 4, just missed, and a 2-out walk issued to Stark. Back to the top of the order for Christian Moore. Call him Simo, and Simo is due.
Now this one will be interesting because it's been very clear Tennessee's on the slider. They haven't done any damage on it yet, but they've taken some really tough ones. And Stewart's going to have to continue to stay unpredictable here, because if he throws the wrong breaking ball over the plate to Simo, he might not get it back.
Anxious at the plate. That's a swing. It's strike 1. And that guy doesn't give up anything. Evan Aschenbeck, when do they go to him? Phenomenal numbers, a 1.54 ERA on the season. About a half run lower than any other pitcher. Stewart ready on the 0-1. That's outside. Ooh, race to the right field line, and it got into the seats. That jumped off his bat, and we've seen it a whole bunch of times at 107 miles an hour.
You were talking about it the last at bat with Christian Morehouse. It's just a tick late.
Everything's a little deep right now.
What's the message to the pitching coach after that swing? What do you do here?
If you're throwing a slider, it can't be over the plate. You better get it down and off the dish.
1-2, and he did do that. This one towards the dugout. Look out! Over the railing goes Burton. He paid no attention to the railing and just kept going as if he was going to go into the stands to make the play.
He didn't break stride.
No, he was hell-bent on going to get it.
Ted, there's a warning track here, bud. You got to feel it. Oh, boy. He took a peek, but he peeked so late he was already full stride into the railing.
Give us a handstand, Mr. Burton.
Appears to be just fine.
You creep up on the plate, Berkey, with that slider, or you stay where you usually do?
I would stay where I was because I don't want to chase the one off the plate.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Moore. Way out.
The other thing you worry about that too is then are you tipping your hand and then they just bust you one in.
Inside. Yep.
Stewart has shown that he's not afraid to throw that fastball.
Moore hit a ball 117 miles an hour on a line into a 30-mile-an-hour wind over the wall in center. 2-2. Did he check? He'll check first. No swing. Similar situation we saw in that Tennessee game where they had another check swing that was not called a strike, and that ended up being a big rally for them.
No swing.
That appeared to be a check.
Yeah.
On the ground to short, fielded cleanly. Camarillo throws across. They've kept Moore in check. He's 0 for 4. The lead is 5.
Once upon a time, there was an infinity. Meticulously crafted to stir your imagination. And dare you to dream.
Nothing works on this acne.
Hi. Who? I'm a licensed dermatology provider from Curology. Answer a few questions, I'll look at your skin and prescribe you a personalized cream.
Wow!
Curology. Skincare with a face.
The Triple Crown awarded 3-row Kia EV9. Lease a specially tagged 2024 EV9 light long range for $399 a month.
Super Little League World Series. First pitch driven to right, going back. He won't get it. Heading to third is Ali Camarillo. There's a start for you, a triple. That brings up Ali Camarillo. This ball driven deep to right. Heading to third, Camarillo. He will stand there. Little boy's all grown up, fellas.
Like you've seen that before.
And he told me about that story. He said when he got to third base here in Omaha, he had flashbacks to the Little League World Series. Yeah. Good. He said, I remember I hit a triple in Omaha, and I hit a triple in Williamsport. He remembered it both. And I said to him, I said, you remember the 09 Parkview team? The Chula Vista team had, remember Luke Ramirez was a giant and used to he hit balls. I said, well, I know him well. I know the family really well. But I was there in 16. I didn't remember that they were there. I remember the Ramirez Chula Vista team. They were incredible. I think they were there the year, I believe the Maine Endwell won the whole thing. In any event, the highlights, I look back at some of those clips of him in regionals and super regionals in Little League. He could put back to the ball then, too.
Almost identical swings.
Yeah, he said that.
Oh. Really good.
So Dalton Margot's gone in to play right field for Tennessee. 7-2, we go to the 7th inning. This is game 1, best of 3. Each team looking for its school's first baseball championship. And now behind Banky is 3-0 to Camarillo. Gets the call at the letters.
Disappointed in Maroon. They were just waiting for their first ball 5 chant of the night.
Ball.
Ravi, Kate and Kent coming up here. We've had some fun with Dad, just locked in on the seats, never really smiling no matter what his son does as he continues finishing off the bag of seats. I asked Kate and go, what could you do to make Dad smile? So, well, win a College World Series is probably it. He said he's been that way my whole life. There's just this attitude of never satisfied. That double, could it have been a triple? And while that was tough, it's also what allowed him to have that work ethic throughout this season when he wasn't in the lineup constantly, to have the moments like he's had in this postseason when his time was called.
Well, he has been phenomenal since he's been inserted into the lineup. He also said he recognizes, too, he knows that Dad would like to see Caden pass him on. Like, he wants to be better, and he wants me to be better than he was. And he did say, look, he'll give me a nod before I step in the box. And there's Mom. Mom is the biggest cheerleader we have. You know, Dad, as you know, dads aren't there when they're Major League Baseball players. They're on the road, so Mom is cast with all sorts of responsibilities. I asked him, like, who was his heroes growing up? He said, well, Posey and Matt Cain were the guys. He said Matt Cain was sick. That's how he described the former Giant pitcher. Fastball down the middle. I mean, it took a bit, but this was, see, Mom's cheering at some, there you go.
There we go. Well, pull up the clip of the walk-off homer hit against the Cardinals in 04. You'll see him smile. It's possible.
It happens.
Yes.
That one's high. They'll throw it down to first, diving back. Camarillo.
Those two are so good at that play, Stark and Blake Burke. I mean, there's some kind of movement between them to where Burke knows that Stark's going to spin down and throw behind the runners, but Burke is outstanding at getting back to the bag, letting that ball travel, and just snapping a tag down.
1-1. And you can just feel the confidence in Kent building every time he sees his name, every time he steps in the box. Two and two.
He's an interesting story because they view him a little bit of a tweener defensively. And then offensively, even though he's a big, strong kid, there hasn't been a ton of power just yet in his career. They've always valued his bat to ball and the professional way he goes about his at-bats. It's just he hasn't quite been able to bust into the lineup. But he stayed ready. And as soon as Braden Montgomery went down and they called on him, he's been as valuable as any hitter in their lineup.
Yeah, and there's versatility there. We saw him earlier this week go from second base. He goes playing third base. He's got 3 long balls on the year, and he's got a good duel going with Banky right now. A&M has taken advantage of Tennessee on the base paths. This one is lifted deep to right field. Kent has done it. Home run, Caden Kent. Dad's off his seat. Mom's got the bubbles, and there's the applause. 4th of the year.
What are you saying about that power coming?
Yeah. That'll bring the old man to his feet. Jeff Kent, no stranger to long balls in meaningful games. How about a 2-run rocket into right field? This is a slider working away from him. He gets into his legs to extend the barrel just enough to reach this one over the right field wall. And the Aggies just continue to add to the lead, and Caden Kent now 4 ribbies on the night.
And the bottom of the order for the Aggies have been outstanding. Caden Kent, Clark Kent right now, he has been Superman for the Aggies.
Pretty special deal. I mean, we talked about it on the mound with this Aggies club, but Kent offensively has been the other guy. Oh, that's a cool shot right there. Braden Montgomery giving it up.
You know, Caden did say, as you just saw that, he said, it is amazing what Braden Montgomery has taught me. He says, I've watched players take BP, and Braden was the guy that I have taken the most from. Work ethic, swing path, really the joy that Braden Montgomery brings into the dugout and pulling for his guys. He's had the biggest impact on Caden Kent.
He was kind of that guy from day one when he got there. I mean, it's an infectious personality, and then it also happens to be one of the most talented baseball players in the entire country. And so you're going to listen right away because the success that he'd had, but he's really turned into a leader since getting to A&M too.
How about A&M 9, Tennessee 2? And it's the Aggies who have out-homered the Vols tonight. Grahovac and Kent. And he's an affable kid. And was it you who had that conversation with him? He's a sponge. He wants to know. Yeah. Like, you play with my dad. You know my dad. Tell me some stories.
Yeah, I didn't play with him long, but he was a memorable player. I got to play against him for a couple years too. I mean, just one of the greats of his generation, no doubt about it. There's a lot of baseball knowledge in that man's memory bank.
3-1, sky high. caught by Curley on a ball that was up there about 8 seconds.
Did you talk it with his dad ever?
No. Watched, but never got into the mental side of it with him. But there was a lot to learn just by watching him, especially the way he handled himself in runners in scoring position. He just was one of the best at using the backside of the field.
And Barry Bonds needed protection in San Francisco, and he helped.
Yes, he did.
He was really, really, really good. Back to Grahovac, who's been awfully impressive as well, both in the field and at the plate. He misses badly. It's 2-0. You know, it feels like, guys, in the middle innings, Tennessee had their chance. They had chances to score, and their inability to punch them in, and give credit to both Prager and Stewart for keeping them at bay. But they had runners.
They left 10 guys on base.
Yeah.
They left 2 on base in the 2nd, 3rd, and the 5th. So there's been opportunities. And listen, I mean, they can score runs in bunches. This thing isn't done yet.
Yeah. It is interesting in a 7-run game. Do you expose them again to Aschenbeck, or do you
not yet?
Briggs, right?
I wouldn't yet. If you can get through this thing without using Aschenbeck and win it, if you're A&M, that is a really big deal.
Yeah, so far it's a dream scenario for Jim Schlossnagle. They have a comfortable lead, and they've only had to use one of their best bullpen arms. Again, they've only used 5 pitchers to this point at the College World Series. 2 of them have handled all the outs so far.
Change up to punch out Grahovac. And that'll bring up Jace Laviolette. LSU had their day last year, and of course Skeens and Cruz were outstanding, and we saw Florida go all the way to the finals. Florida squeaked in this year and was awfully impressive again. So Kevin O'Sullivan and company working the portal. They'll be a high-ranked team when the season begins next year. LSU will reload again. Arkansas was #1 for a big part of this year.
Well, the SEC was decent this year. It was okay.
So they got 9 runs. They have 13 hits, and this guy doesn't have a hit yet. Jace Laviolette. And you have to wonder what the impact of that hamstring is on him. He hadn't had a hit since he hurt it.
No. He's had a fairly quiet series for his standards, but it just shows you the depth of this offense.
1-2. That one was hung up there, and he pulled it foul.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. Jace Laviolette's hitting 185 for the postseason,
right?
And Braden Montgomery got hurt, and they're 9 outs away from being 1-0
and they haven't lost
in the finals. They haven't lost a game. But again, the pitching and the emergence of Kent are such a big piece of that story.
2 heroes tonight of the many for them, Prager and Kent. Laviolette, that is a fair ball. That's fielded cleanly by Burke. Jace.
When you find yourself on one of the best beaches in the Caribbean, with its soft, white, cooling sand and healing blue water, you don't really have to do anything to feel everything.
Store more, share more. Get iPhone 15 Pro on us and get a great deal on iPad and Apple Watch SE. Connect with AT&T.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
I just wanted to remind you that Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. In fact, it's so easy. It reminds me of a joke my mate told me. Now, a knuckleballer and a catcher walk into a bullpen. and a look at what returns to the pitch. Get it? Wow, they really like that one.
It's easy to Geico, official partner of Major League Baseball.
On campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
Beautiful night here and an opportunity to watch Caitlin Clark and the Fever. They're in Chicago on Sunday. They play Angel Reese in the Sky for the third time this season. Top two rookies in the WNBA face off Sunday at 4 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. The Fever all of a sudden have kind of found their groove. They've won 4 straight. They're now 7-10. First time since 15 they've won 4 in a row and 6 of their last 8. And yes, it's Clark and Reese tomorrow. Chicago busy tomorrow. Sunday Night Baseball. You got the Fever and Angel Reese and Sky playing. Ball. Back here, Tennessee finds itself in a 7-run hole. Two, 3, and 4. Blake Burke against Stewart.
Yeah, the game within the game right now for the Tennessee offense. Two things. Number one, you just want to put some things together to feel good about the way you finish the ball game. And the second thing would be, can you scare the A&M dugout enough to get Aschenbeck in the game? That's even if you lose game 1, you feel like you got to figure out a way to get Aschenbeck out there.
Stewart, longest outing of the year this year. He went 3 1/3 at Alabama. Most pitches that he had thrown in an outing was 45 in that outing. His last pitch was his 46th here tonight.
One ball, 2 strikes. So remember, they faced Evansville, did Tennessee. They won their first game. Then they lost to Evansville. Then they came back and sort of played like with a different level. They were angry, I guess. They won that last game 12-1. So unlike A&M, they lost a game in the postseason. Stewart gets him fishing, and Burke retired.
They've only lost back-to-back games once this year, and that was their only series loss at Alabama. As you see Stewart go to that back foot slider to get Burke fishing. Stewart just continues to execute pitches and mix that 2-pitch combo up just enough to keep Tennessee off balance. That slider is pretty special when he spins it right.
Schloss saw something there. I don't know what it was, because he went out to Mike Morris, home plate umpire, and
did he slip?
I don't know, but he brought the trainer out as well.
Whatever it was, Stewart was very convincing.
I mean, he had a little hop.
Yeah.
Hop was a little bit different. It was enough to just go out and make sure that he was feeling all right.
Because he's going to be a big piece. This is not going to be the only time, if they're going to win, probably, that Stewart's going to be on this mound. Riding fastball in on the hands of Amick.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, you wonder how many can he go tonight and still be able to bounce back if they're able to hang on and this thing potentially goes 3, because there's no way he's going tomorrow.
No. Looks like a couple of right-handers warming in the bullpen for A&M. It's a little different this at bat since that meeting.
threw 37 his first time out in the College World Series against Kentucky. Came back on 1 day's rest. So 2 days later, and threw 30 against Florida. But obviously getting to a spot that he hasn't been in his time at A&M, pushing that pitch count up over 50.
And again, they've used 5 through the tournament. It looks like they could go a little deeper tonight because they have that luxury, and they probably also know if they get a couple runners on, we have the firemen out there if we need them.
Yeah, it does look like we're going to see somebody new that hasn't pitched yet here in Omaha.
3-1. That's ball 4.
Yeah, I think they go get him now. Stuff looks a little bit different. He's taking you further than he has this year, and I know you want to squeeze as many out as you can. Look like double barrel action. Zane Budmeiv and Brad Rudis both throwing.
Well, looks like it's going to be Max Weeder coming out to talk with him now. Okay, I love Max. Max is not afraid to hop it out there. He'll run out and he'll run back.
Great pace.
Oh, Rav was right on that the first time when he went running out there. Knew exactly where he was going to.
Maybe he could inspire others to do that. You know, he's a coach. He said to me earlier, like all of his brothers, they went to military school when he was young. And I think he was 12. By the time he was 15, he was in charge of 60 guys. That means getting up early in the morning. Like, you got to get up before they do. You got to polish the spoons. You got to do all of that. So the leadership thing, that's his MO. He loves, and I think it comes from a family of high achievers. But he loved that role and responsibility and took it on as a 15-year-old. How many 15-year-olds know you're running out of bed at 4:30 in the morning to polish spoons and make sure you're in charge of everybody?
You caught me off guard with the polished spoons.
That's what he told me.
I didn't realize that was on the agenda, but yeah, you're right. That didn't sound like a bunch of laughs.
So they leave him in to face Dreiling. First pitch misses.
Not polishing spoons in the Burke household these days?
No, just trying to get them cleaned. Keep them off the floor when we use utensils, Kyle.
Yeah, that does bring up a dinner we recently had with Berkey and sushi. You know those chopsticks? Allergic to them. He goes bare hand in the big plate.
Chopsticks are eye wash. Like, we have fingers with thumbs. Just use them.
You know what? Dreiling right field. Laviolette. Oh, he ran right into the wall, and it is gone. Dylan Dreiling, a 2-run shot. 9-4 for a second. I thought we were going to see Laviolette make another home run robbing catch, but he banged into the corner of the wall, and Dreiling leaves the yard for the 21st time this season.
Yeah, Berkey, it's right at the spot where the bullpen ends and that wall jets out a little bit. Pretty good job pulling those hands in here too. Backspinning that's out to right field, but I thought he was going to rob another one. And if he doesn't bang into the wall, he might.
Yeah, he totally lost track of where he was because he's at a space where there is a little more room until there isn't. And right when he takes that last step to his right, he was timing his jump.
Ooh, he had it.
That's probably lower than the ball he robbed from Cade Curlin early in the week. But he just runs out of room, and the Aggies probably kicking themselves for not making a pitching change.
Yep. They had a lot of conversations with Stewart. He's going to leave the game. And Tennessee, a little sign of life here. They get a couple. 9-4 with one out. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than this.
We need a clutch.
Stop swatting. Start spraying. With Cutter All-Family Repellent. Our DEET-free formula feels light on skin for up to 8 hours. Cutter All-Family. Protect your people.
Lululemon Pace Breaker Shorts. Get into it. When you're free to test your limits, you can push yourself to new heights.
team wherever they take you. With over 30 hotel brands, Marriott Bonvoy has a brand for every kind of fan.
Flag football is coming.
Yeah. That's what it's talking about.
The future of football is here.
Go out there and ball out and just play your game.
As the game explodes with the new big event of the summer,
always chase your goal. You can't give up.
The next generation of stars has arrived. NFL Flag Championships, presented by Toyota, July 19th through the 21st on ESPN, ABC, and more Disney networks.
Welcome back. There is LaViolette, and he was probably having deja vu. The difference this time, Kate Curlin was batting from the right side, so he started in a different position. He probably wasn't as far over towards the right field line as he was against Dreiling, the lefty. And this time, instead of being in position, whack-a-mole, he hit the wall.
Well, he was just getting them organized there, too, to climb the ladder. I think he makes the play.
And that is within inches of where the other ball was hit. It's the exact same spot in the wall. It's the exact, just a different outcome. So Brad Rudis comes on for the 24th time. He's been really good out of this A&M bullpen all season. 6-0 with a 229 sidewinder that will get you a lot of ground balls when it's right. It's that good late action, everything. Fastball changeup will move pretty hard to the arm side, so down and into a right-handed hitter.
Dylan Dreiling, who hit that home run, is 3 for 4 tonight with a couple of singles and that long ball. Now it's Hunter Ensley, who has reached twice. A couple of singles, and Rudis is ready in a 9-4 game. Oof, at the knees, that's wicked. That's a strike.
Dylan Dreiling now 9 for 16.
Yeah, killing it.
World Series.
Ensley, left field. And gone. Big fly for Ensley. Back-to-back home runs for the Vols. And they chip away again. It's now 9-5. Hunter Ensley's third hit tonight. 12th home run of the year.
We talked about them making a little run just to feel a little better, get a little momentum, and maybe get Aschenbeck up. They might have done it all in one inning here, guys. Now a 4-run ball game, 3-spot in a heartbeat. This game just got real interesting.
And they're not wasting any time.
Nope.
They're going straight to Aschenbeck right now.
One pitch. One homer. Jim Schlossnagle out. And the best reliever in college baseball, Evan Aschenbeck, will come in. We're in the bottom of the 7th. There is one out. Dreiling left the building. Hunter Ensley, exit stage left. A no-doubter. We got ourselves a new ball game. Aschenbeck coming in.
Could you give up your coffee for a cup of mushrooms? I did, and it's the best thing I ever did for my health and well-being. Rise is a wonderful blend of 6 organic superfood mushrooms in every sip. It works magic to heal me physically and mentally. Everything from better energy and focus to deeper sleep, a calmer gut, and overall immune support. Every sip gives me exactly what I need to show up as my best self every single day. I love the creamy, bold flavor and how smooth it tastes. Rise Mushroom Coffee truly brightens my mornings. Try it and feel the difference for yourself.
On Pathfinder Rock Creek.
These are all keepers.
Store more, share more. Get iPhone 15 Pro on us and get a great deal on iPad and Apple Watch SE. Connect with AT&T.
Well, it's become a 9-5 ball game. Game 1 of this Men's College World Series with Chris Button, Kyle Peterson, and Chris Burke. I'm Carl Ravitch. It's the bottom of the 7th inning. There is one man down, and out of Brenham, Texas, they bring in Evan Aschenbeck. He's an interesting guy, given his numbers are so great. Doesn't walk anybody, strikes out so many. And if you're just watching him for the first time, you'd be like, geez, it's not overpowering in any way. How does he do it?
I mean, it's fastball right about 90 miles an hour. How he does it is he uses all three, and he uses all three about equally between the fastball, the slider, and the changeup, and he throws a ton of strikes. If he is in the game now, he is in the game to finish the game. The left-hander is coming in to try to get the final 8 outs.
Now, certainly, Rocky Top is feeling a little better about things. Tavares Tears, who has one of the defensive plays of the night, will step up. A little more energy from the Big Orange. First pitch, ground ball, that's going to be foul.
The startling thing with Aschenbeck, it's not necessarily the run prevention, even though it's fantastic how effective he's been from an ERA standpoint. It's how low the hit total is. I mean, 47 hits.
70 innings.
In 70 innings for a guy that doesn't have overpowering stuff it doesn't really compute.
Well, he's walked 12 guys the whole year.
So that many strikes, yet almost no hits.
Great pitch there.
Left on left changeup.
Less than 20,000 people in that town of Brenham. Second season with the Aggies. That's how he gets guys out. Wicked slider away. And Tears shaking his head.
Aschenbeck comes out and says, all right, I'm going to show you all of them here right away. Fastball to start, changeup to get the second strike, and then the slider to finish Tavares Tears off right there. When we were talking to this A&M coaching staff today, he's from Blinn Junior College, comes in the first fall, and they're like, we honestly were thinking about maybe cut. Like, we weren't sure if he was going to make the club, let alone pitch. This year, he's been the most reliable relief pitcher in all of college baseball.
And he pours in another strike. Dean Curley's the shortstop. His dad described the A&M experience as a dream come true, and that Evan and his family came in 09 when he was just, he said, a little bitty kid to watch. That misses high. We live about 45 minutes from the A&M campus, so they can all go watch him do his thing.
Well, and you said, KP, he's in the game to finish it, which would be 2 2/3. And with the length that Stewart gave them, that's 2 of their best 3 bullpen bullets. Very heavy workloads here in game 1.
At the letters, 2-2. Curley will not chase. They need base runners. Dean Curley, a couple of hits. He flew out to left. Ready on a 3-2. He went with a fastball, and he got him. Aschenbeck comes in and strikes out Tears and Curley.
The balls are back in it. 2 swings, and this is what they can do. Dylan Dreilig's having a heck of a College World Series. And Hunter Ensley follows with a slider that goes into left field bullpen. Ball's cut into a 4-run lead.
UFC 303. Buy it on ESPNplus.com/PPV.
I'd do anything.
Pet parents can save more this summer at PetSmart with lower prices on hundreds.
Cholula's authentic blend of premium Mexican flavors makes your thing the best thing. Welcome to La Familia, mother of sauce.
You can do more for the pets you love. PetSmart. Anything for pets.
Buy iPhone 12 with super fast 5G and a dual camera system. Then get real unlimited data on the Silver Unlimited plan for just $20 a month for a whole year. That's $300 in savings. Less dollars, more sense. Now with Straight Talk.
When you choose a Blue Moon, everything becomes brighter. Crafted with Valencia orange peel and coriander, Blue Moon is made brighter.
The fever blow into the Windy City.
Indiana has its first home win.
Where the Sky await, ready for revenge.
Come on!
We can't get enough. Fever, Sky. Sunday at 4 on ESPN.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NCAA for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any picture, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NCAA consent is prohibited.
Hope you're enjoying Game 1 of the Men's College World Series. It is presented by Capital One. Back here on a Saturday night. Game 2 tomorrow daytime. ABC. 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 1 o'clock local. They bring in the lefty, the freshman, Dylan Lloyd, making his 20th appearance. Numbers could be pretty good. Strikeout to walk. He didn't give up a ton of hits in 28 innings. Now just again trying to keep this lead where it is for A&M, not let it grow and get the bats back up for the final 2.
Carl, a guy that grew up in Pigeon Forge, about an hour from Knoxville, growing up a huge Tennessee fan. When he finally got the offer to come to Tennessee when he was in high school, he was like, well, everyone told me you got to play it cool. Like, don't commit right away. He's like, I lasted a day, and then I was like, yeah, I'm coming.
KP, I guess he kind of showed his hand, huh? He wasn't a good poker player. I'm in.
Will you? Yes. Yes, I will.
Yes.
I will.
Can I think it? Yes.
He had his moment this year in the SEC championship game against LSU. His best outing of the year, 4 2/3 scoreless in that one against the Tigers after A.J. Russell started that game. Left-hander hasn't pitched a ton since then, but that was definitely the high water mark. Could definitely go the rest of the way if we see from him what we saw that day.
His ERA at Pigeon Forge, which KB just brought up, was 0.09 his senior year.
0.09.
0.09. Batters hit 0.97 against him.
Didn't want to play Pigeon Forge. You ever been to Pigeon Forge, Berkey?
Yeah. Really? It's right there in Gatlinburg.
So Lloyd to Appel swings at the first one, right center field it goes, but it is misplayed and then caught in right field. Bargo didn't get a great read on it, stuck his glove out and stuck the landing.
Maybe not the most direct route here, KP. Bargo breaks back like this ball's headed to the wall and then has to come in here late, but give him credit. He took that ball off the turf with a backhanded catch, and he has to go down late to keep this one from being extra bases. A heck of a recovery there by Dalton Bargo.
That's a great catch.
Yeah.
Great catch.
Man, he takes this one right off the grass.
And he caught it. Yeah, they're going to challenge this too, because you can't take him with it. You might as well ask, but I don't think this one's going to take very long. Yeah, a little deeper route than maybe you would ideally like to take, but he made up for it at the end. Now gets to watch himself on TV. Turn around and watch the replay.
This is a good one because everybody can see that it's quite clearly a catch.
After further review, the ruling on the field of out is confirmed. Texas A&M is charged a second challenge, and they have no more remaining for the game.
All right, so out of challenges, A&M. Dalton Bargo, backhand off of the lawn. Kavares tears. Let me throw that on there for you.
Lid back on.
Outfield play continues to be terrific for Tennessee as Lloyd fires and misses. Lloyd's mom was an outstanding athlete. High school in the 90s, played basketball, softball, and track, and passed on all sorts of competitiveness to her boys. And Dylan brings that to the mound here in Omaha. 1-1.
Luminous is an inventory management system that gets your team on the same page with forecasting, purchasing, inventory, kitting, and bundling, multi-channel distribution, multiple warehouse groups, and so much more! Oh, and did I mention? Implementation is completely free.
Free?
Free. Plus, Luminous doesn't charge you per user, per order, or per SKU. Contact us today to see if your business is ready to level up with Luminous.
Another one out of play.
Everybody in this A&M lineup has scored a run tonight except Chestnut. I'd say there's some length in this lineup right now.
Yeah, it has gotten really strong at the bottom. Camarillo's had a big night. Kent's been crazy good. And Chestnut did have a hit. He got to second base. He got stranded there. 8-0 in the postseason. It's Texas A&M on a 2-2. Swing and a miss. Another good one from Loy.
I know he probably won't mess with it, but it would be hard if you're Jim Schlossnagle to leave Caden Kent in the 8-hole. You know, it's just as hot as he has been and as clutch as he has been. It's you think that in that dugout they want to see him getting up to bat a few more times. But usually the traditional school of thought is if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Very affable, easy to talk to kid right there, Caden Kent. So 2 down. Burton beats it into the ground. That's a fair ball. Amick. They get him 1, 2, 3. They got a chance to grab the bats. See if they can cut further into this 9-5 A&M lead.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than this.
We need a clutch hit. Derek. Derek Jeter.
Hang in there, rookie. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Well, here you go. It's the curse of the numero uno, the 1 seed. It has been brutal. Since '99, when Miami won it as a 1 seed, 2 have been out in the regional. Supers have been a handful. It's not easy to even get here, and then when you get here, it's a problem. They had the 1-2 in '99, first year of the national seeds. Miami won the whole thing. It's the Volunteers now.
Quarter century. I mean,
thank you.
This is
that's a good point.
This is getting a little bizarre. But, I mean, really, it's a big deal to be here from the number 1 seed. There hadn't been many of those.
Last team to enter the finals unbeaten, like A&M is doing, was Vanderbilt in 15. Aschenbeck back on the bump. First pitch, swinging at it, was Bargo. Feeling his oats after that great catch.
You talk about Aschenbeck's stuff, but his last fastball of the 7th inning was 93. Pretty good get-up ball.
Bargo can leave the yard. One ball, 1 strike. He's got 3 pitches. And there isn't a count in which he won't use them. So with 1 strike now, they vacate third base. Nobody out. And Aschenbeck picks up strike 2. Three on the right side. And that's fouled back up this way.
How much interaction did you have with home plate umpires? Like if you think one's off the plate, were you hey, is that as far as it goes? Or?
Yeah, that's about it. We you got that at the bottom, or is that the edge? Those kinds of things. Most part, you're just trying to hold them accountable with that. First of all, you're telling them you didn't like it.
Aschenbeck does it again. How's he been since he's come in? That's 3 punch-outs. Nicole Briscoe, Zubin Mehente, they're standing by. SportsCenter will follow us. KP will join them to talk about this one. Look ahead to Game 2. Yankees try to avoid a 4th straight loss. Aaron Boone, Aaron Judge both thrown out of that game. And the Oilers and Panthers, we started this College World Series asking about who has a better chance to avoid a sweep, the Mavericks or the Oilers. And KP said that's a silly question, and he's right. The Oilers and Panthers go game 7. This ball right center field, playable and weak contact, and Aschenbeck efficient here with 2 down in the 8th as he gets Stark to fly out on 1 pitch, and that's a bonus.
Yeah, because if you can face Christian Moore with nobody on base, it's a much better feeling. Whoever it is, whether it's Aschenbeck or anybody out there for A&M. But 2 quick outs. He's retired all 4 that he has seen since coming out of the bullpen, and kind of taking the air out of this Tennessee offense for now.
And it's been very efficient,
yes.
Right? You start to think about the very low pitch total. Now you start thinking, yeah, he probably will be available tomorrow if he keeps this pace up.
Moore's been very aggressive, the leadoff hitter, 0 for 4 tonight. Such a unique aspect to the game of baseball versus other ones. You can be so great one day, come back the next, you're facing a different pitcher, and you go hitless. Here's Phil Fulmer right in the middle there.
There's Fulmer in the house.
A&M, the Aggies in the 12th man up for Aschenbeck. And he does his job. A little spin on the mound. Back to the dugout goes Moore, 0 for 5. Aschenbeck, 4 strikeouts.
For years, they competed against each other. But every 4 years, they take on the world. They represent our schools and our country. We are proud to